All right, it is Tuesday, and I just got done at work. I am on my way out of the school parking lot right now, and I'm on my way down to Indianapolis just to hang out in the city and to talk about some new developments here on the Not Your Normal Guy YouTube channel. Also, every year I like to go down to Indianapolis and just walk around. It's a great way for me to clear my head, and it is a nice warm day. It's already hot. My air conditioning's on. I'm sure that doesn't sound great. I'm sorry about the sound quality. But because of that, it's time for me to hang out down in Indianapolis, get quite a few steps in, and to enjoy the views of the city. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. Let's go. Just parked in historic Lockerbie Square. I love coming down to downtown Indianapolis just to hang out for a few minutes. I love the historic houses. I love the renovations that have been done. To me, this is like like cities are the pinnacle of beauty. I love cities. I know a lot of people love the mountains. Cities are my mountainsides. I love it. Even down to the newer buildings, 60s, 70s, that have been renovated now to be much more modern inclusions in the city and stuff that fits better in this kind of an urban atmosphere. I love it all. Right now I need to grab something to eat, so after that's when I'm going to start talking to you about these new things that are coming up for us with Not Your Normal Guy. Alright, I found my drink of choice, the Tangerine Heretic. Actually really, really good. I got like a country salad, and it's actually like really reasonable. Like even the beer's really reasonable. $7 for a salad, that's nothing. So good place. Once we're done with this, we'll talk about what we are doing on the channel over these winter months coming up, and what kinds of changes are coming for you guys. I think you're gonna like it. Wow. So those tangerine beers are apparently 9%. I had one of them and I am flying right now. So it's a good thing I'm gonna be walking for a couple hours here. So we are going to be doing a ton of additional content this winter. Now, it's going to be a little bit different, and it's not going to be as much as it normally would be. Over the summer, I went to Cedar Point every 3 days. Of course, it's not going to be as much. It definitely slows down. It's already slowed down since school has started, and it's going to slow down a little bit more. However, once a month, you can expect some sort of an upload from me on YouTube. Now, why I say on YouTube is because I have opened up a Patreon. On Patreon, I'm going to be uploading some additional vlog style content. You'll be able to see all kinds of additional stuff from me, stuff that has to do with just how I create the vlogs altogether, bloopers, and different forms of just what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. Stuff like this, actually, where I'm walking around and just talking about life. over there. And I gotta be honest, I'd love to join it. Oh, it is open. I wasn't thinking it would be. Doesn't really look like anything's open in here though right now. I love finding stuff to eat in here, but doesn't look like that's much of an option right now. I came into here for the very first time 2 years ago. We had a Red for Ed protest here in Indianapolis the very first year that I started teaching. And I just wanted to see what was happening and what the actual dialogue was around the Red for Ed movement at the time. So I wanted to come down and see it. So I took the day off and came down to Red for Ed that day. And while I was here, I just decided I was gonna keep hanging out. I love this area right here. I have a feeling it's had a bit of a adverse reaction during COVID because there are fewer stalls than there were before. And of course, these are all very small, more susceptible areas for people to kind of have a tiny business on the side. But I love this space. I mean, to have this many kinds of places to eat and to get little snacks during the day and all that kind of stuff. It's incredible to me. I love it. Anyway, where was I? So we will have new content coming out on Patreon. Now that's not really going to affect the amount of content that you are going to get on regular YouTube. You should get a very similar amount. On YouTube itself, it says that you'll get a new video once a month. You should get far more than that because, like I said, in the summers, I go to Cedar Point constantly, and I want you guys to know kind of what's happening and to see it live and be able to know and get the best value out of your day as possible at Cedar Point when you go. So I do the theme parks for you. That is still absolutely 100% the same. However, any additional content, anything extra like me coming here into the city and just hanging out, this kind of stuff is what you will get on Patreon. Just me hanging out, drinking a beer, getting a 9% beer, getting a real big buzz going and talking about whatever I want to talk about while I walk on the streets of Indianapolis, which sounds a little bit bad now that I think about it. But that's the kind of content that you can expect from me. That and or just me hanging out at my house, talking about what's happening, decorating my Christmas tree, stuff like that. That is all stuff that is planned for our additional content on Patreon that's coming up right now. Also, the last week of Cedar Point operation this year, which is Halloween weekend, I will be going back to Cedar Point and I'll be live vlogging what I do while I'm there. But I'm gonna be walking around, probably getting a drink or two, hanging out at Cedar Point, and you guys can ask me questions live while I'm there. Now that's another big part of this with Patreon. If you sign up for Patreon, there are two different levels. Both levels include much closer access to me. One of them is $3 and one of them is $7. But either way, you either have message boards that you can access me on immediately, so you can have kind of a greater influence over what this channel is doing, or you can also live vlog with me, which means while I'm live videoing, you can actually talk to me. Now, fair warning here, I am extremely awkward in person. You have no idea the amount of editing that goes into my videos. So if I am talking to you and it's awkward, just know that I warned you. But we're going to enjoy some time together. This way I can kind of connect with you guys a bit more. And you can also get to know me on a bit more personal scale rather than on the I'm the Cedar Point guy scale that you know me right now. So I'd love to have you guys join that. Like I said, it's $3 and $7. Each one comes with their own little tier of stuff that comes along with it, extras that come along with it, if you will. Now, along with that is that all these trips to Cedar Point and other theme parks are not cheap. They don't come cheap. So if you are in the $3 tier, that is the Iron Dragon tier. And you're helping me out with gas money. You're helping me out with taking care of the car for trips back and forth to the theme park. And if you are helping me out on the Gatekeeper tier, which is the higher $7 tier, then you are helping me out with, you know, wear and tear on the car, park passes, things like that. So if you have enjoyed and appreciated the like tips and tricks I've given, and just kind of showing you firsthand what's going to happen while you are in the park, this is a way kind of to say thank you, but not just to say thank you, but also to get a bit of a reward of your own for participating in the channel in this way. We're here at the monument right now, walking around it, finding our next place to hang out. We have to walk down, because every year I do this. I have to walk down the canal, just for the heck of it. There's a good chance I'll get a bike too, but hopefully we'll get 20,000 steps in tonight before I leave. Just about here to Circle Center Mall in Indianapolis. I was scrolling through my Facebook posts on my Facebook Not Your Normal Guy page, which isn't used that often. You can follow me on Instagram or on Twitter in order to keep up a bit better. Facebook is kind of defunct a little bit right now. Anyway, I saw a post that said that I had 20,000 views, and that was like a huge jump up from what I had done previously. And for those of you who care, because I know that half of you have clicked off the video right now, and that is completely fine, but for those of you who care, at this point we have gotten to 200,000 views. And 20,000 views happens pretty much every single month, no matter what. So that's been kind of a big change in the last year, and even that 20,000 view jump ended up happening because of my very first Cedar Point video that happened 2 years ago. You can go back and check that video if you would like to, if you're interested in how this kind of all started. But definitely there has been a massive change in the channel right now, and you guys are all to thank for that. Well, the mall is closed, which surprises me, but I need to pee, so this is a great place for it. I think honestly the only thing that stayed the same in here is Subway, Chick-fil-A, and Annie Ann's. Well, that trip to the mall was very fast. Because it's closed, but I got to use the restroom, which is awesome. And now we are headed down to our last part of the day. Aha, there we go. As for my content this winter, it is going to change, of course, because I can't be walking through theme parks very often. However, there are a couple of options here in the Great Lakes area, and those options also are Cedar Point related. I will be doing the 3 different water parks that are in Sandusky. I'll be going to those water parks. I'll also be talking about how not to get the bod that won't allow you to get onto the rides. Because, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have gained some weight. And so, I'm using you guys as my accountability partners to force myself to work out. So you can stick along for the ride of how to work out to stay in shape for the theme park season. The 3 different water parks that we will be talking about are Castaway Bay, Great Wolf Lodge, and Kalahari. We'll be going to all 3 of those. We'll be checking them out. I'll also be going to hotels just to see if they are good, bad, indifferent, and if there's something that you might like, because of course I do the theme parks so that you don't have to. In addition to those 3 sources of content, I'll also be talking about tiers for the different rides and maybe a couple of different rankings that we may discuss while we're talking about Cedar Point stuff. There's a lot of different options for your Cedar Point day, and I want to make sure that you have as much information as you possibly can. But frequently, I have discussed tiers for the rides. So we'll probably be doing a couple of different tier rankings. And the last piece of this Patreon puzzle also has to do with your voice. I want to hear from you guys what you would like to hear. So if you sign up for Patreon, the very first thing I want you to do after you click that link down below right now, if you want to do it, you of course are under no obligation to do it whatsoever. And like I said, you'll still receive the same content that you received before. We're just gonna make these in addition to that content. But if you do happen to press that button to go to the link to our Patreon page and you decide to sign up for it, then I want you to talk to me immediately about what you would like to see on the Patreon page. If there are things that aren't included yet, if there are things that you would like to see, I want to hear from you guys. If you would like me to talk about a specific thing or you have a question for me, I'd love to hear that. Of course, live posts and our message boards are another great place to see that. But I want to hear from you guys what you want to hear. If I don't answer it right away, then ask you to get on a message board. I want to hear from you guys what you want out of this channel. Love to see that from you guys. Every year when I come here, it's nice. I do this in Fort Wayne also. I do a lot of walks in Fort Wayne, but there's something different about a different city. Jaywalking. Woo! Well, we made it with our lives, so that's good, right? Oh yeah, the most terrifying thing he does is jaywalk across the street. Looks like they've been having some sort of a fair here. I hope the path is open. I've been a little bit confused about which way to go. But just to cover my own butt, I haven't gone through any gate that was not actually open. No matter how you slice it, Fort Wayne has no skyline in comparison to Indianapolis. I love the skyline here. I also love the river, although they built the city on this river thinking it would be a help to them. And it's really not navigable. So, yay, good job, Indianapolis. Hear those falls behind me? That's where we'll be heading next. This is day 1 of my working out extravaganza. From now on, I want to do 20,000 steps every single day. And if you guys want to, you can easily join me for that. Oh, this is the Indianapolis Zoo. That's cool. It smells like a zoo too. All right, well, I might need to walk down there sometime. But for now, check out this view. Like I told you, this is my mountainside. This is my mountain view. I would much rather have a skyline view than have a mountain view any day of the week. All right, just got a nice little chat in with my mom while I kept walking. down to the college here. Now we're headed down to the waterfall and then to the very start of the canal, which is very fun for me every single time. That waterfall is the very end of the canal leading into the river behind me here. Someone having a romantic date over there. And right here is the canal. It's kind of hard to see. I have to wonder how many people have just gone straight and gone right into the canal here. I always think this part is so pretty. I do like me some cold and exercise. So like you're never hot, but you're always sweating. So as everything is moist. Could I make that sound any more appealing? I don't think so. And this turn always makes me gasp. Look at that moon. Oh my word, that thing is so bright. And what ends with a waterfall also starts with a waterfall. Give me any amount of measure and influence, and I will immediately buy houses like one of these. Indy's growth has been extraordinary. Indianapolis, along with really probably just about every city that's larger than 100,000, maybe even smaller than that, has a lot of interesting little places that you can go to. Shops and restaurants that are like off the beaten path, and I love that. Makes it so much fun just to walk around the city and find things that you've never seen before. I love that cool church that's been repurposed. Just taking old architecture and repurposing it. I love it. All right, well, if you have stuck around to the end of this video where I just meander around a city, you should definitely check out one of the tiers on Patreon. I think you will definitely love it because that's what mostly this is going to be. And if you are someone who has never really been around before to the Not Your Normal Guy channel and somehow you found this video, I mean, welcome. Press that subscribe button. We'd love to have you. And of course, you are welcome on Patreon too, if that is something you would like. Just so you know, normally our content has to do with theme parks on this channel. But Patreon is going to include a lot of other things, much more of a variety, and because of the things I'm interested in, it's going to definitely include a lot of cities, just hanging out around cities, walking around, and we'd love it. I'd love it if you joined me for that. So welcome if you are new. I don't know how you found this video, but welcome if you did. Also, that is a grand total of 18,413 steps for today. And for the entire day, that equals almost 24,000 steps. I'm pleased. That's a very good thing. But now, hopefully, I'm not too tired. I should be very invigorated to go home. So let's head out. Thank you guys for joining again, and we'll see you later. Bye.